trying to make sure I'm live properly. Hey everybody, hello, happy Friday, happy New Year's, or happy New Year's Eve because it's New Year's Eve. So hey everybody, hello. Okay, so just making sure, just covering my bases because we're on TikTok right now, and then we're also on Instagram, which is where the main thing is at. Then I've also got Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter on the computer here. So just making sure that we are live everywhere. Yes, cool, awesome. All right, happy New Year's Eve, y'all. Hope y'all are like not gonna go too crazy tonight. Yes, I am. I'm totally live on Insta. I'm totally live. I'm live everywhere now. I finally hit like 1K on TikTok, so now I'm like live on TikTok. Hi TikTok, which is funny because like in the past, I want to make sure it's right because, yeah, okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So I'm trying to like learn the system because I'm used to the Instagram and then I'm also used to the computer one. But I'm here, y'all. I am here. Happy New Year's, Monique. Hello. All right, cool. So we got it on there. It's funny because when I hit the 1K, then I think TikTok changed the rules and it's like you're only needing like, and I was like, what? And I was like, well, that's some bullshit. And I was like, okay, that's okay. It works out. So hey, Valentina. All right, guys. So for those of you who are new, this is your opportunity to ask me whatever questions y'all want to ask me about. So you can go ahead and put your questions in the comment section below, and I will try to get to as many of you as I can. Please be specific with your question. Don't assume that I know everything because psychics don't know everything or see everything. They only sense things. Big difference. And so whenever you want to ask a question, you got to be specific so I have an idea of what the hell you're asking me so then I can answer your question. If you're too general or you're too vague, I'm just literally going to skip you because I have no time for that. I need to get to the point and then move on, and that's the way it's going to go. If you are wanting me to connect with the loved one in spirit, let me know who do you want to connect with. I will try to connect to that person to bring through any information, messages, any signs, anything that I can give you that will help you to know that they're with you. So just FYI with that as well. Hello, hey hey Valentina, happy New Year's. Yeah, I was seeing this morning, I was thinking of you this morning, Valentina, because I was thinking about when you had asked me about getting a COVID test before you went on your flight, and I saw somewhere that they were expecting that, or they were, there was gonna, I guess that had changed, so you might want to get that test, just FYI, just to be sure. But that's what I would say about that. Okay, all right. So if you're new to me, to who I am, what do I do? Check out my website. Everything is on my website, so you can go to my website fernandomarone.com. Everything is there. So I don't private message people and ask them to book a session or to buy a service or to send me money. Don't do that. If you ever receive a person pretending to be me reaching out to you in private message and asking you to purchase like services or whatever, it's a spammer. You're probably going to get scammed. So be careful because I don't do that. Everything has to go to my site. I always tell God, like, I'm not going to go looking for people, and I will deal with it. I will take care of them. I will do what I'm going to do for them. But I'm not going to go reaching for people. They've got to come to me. So that's my thing there. So just FYI. Thank you, Castaneda. So again, guys, if you are new, I am giving away a free monthly session on me, perfectly free private session on me. Starting next month, starting in January, I think we're going to be doing it through the show because on the Loving Local Colorado show that I'm on, once a month. Well, it's supposed to be once a month. It looks like I'm going to be on there a couple of times. So, but we're going to be announcing that on the show as well. So for people on the show, they can also do the whole, like, enter to win a free one-on-one reading. But I also, we can do it through here as well. So if you want to enter the raffle for December to win a free private one-on-one session with me, and you get to choose a session of your choice. You can either pick a life reading, you can pick a spirit communication session or mediumship session, or you can pick a spiritual guidance and coaching session with me. You get to pick the one you want if you win. But I will be picking that person tomorrow, and then I'll announce it at some point during the weekend, okay? But in order to enter to win, I need you to do 3 things. I need you to first go ahead and tag someone that you know who might want to have a reading as well or might want to enter the raffle. So tag someone that you know, and then also share the video with people that you know. So anyone that you may know, maybe they are interested in readings as well. Share it with your followers, your people, whatever. Whoever you can share this with is whoever you need to share it with. So that's the second thing I need. The third thing I need you to do is to check my website out. Go down to the Dear Ferny newsletter, or the newsletter. It's the bi-weekly newsletter now because it used to be weekly, and I'm changing it to bi-weekly. And then go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. And that's it. That's pretty much all you have to do to enter the raffle. So I will, again, be picking somebody tomorrow, and then I will announce it during this weekend. Once I have a break, because I've been working nonstop since I got back from Houston, and I've been working every single day. So I'm like trying to catch up to a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, I can't wait for the weekend, so I have some time to myself. So, all right, I'm back. Happy New Year's, y'all. Yeah, Happy New Year's. All right, so again, you want to ask me a live question, just ask the question in the comment section below. Be specific with your question, or if it's too vague, too general, I'm just going to skip you. Don't have time for it. I'm not going in any particular order because we got a whole lot going on here, so I'm just going to try to work around this whole system here. Hey, Ray. Hold on, system. I didn't get the test and I fly out tomorrow. Well, I would just say, let's see. There we go. I would just say, if you're gonna, I'm trying to figure out the TikTok though. Sorry guys on TikTok, if I'm like, not TikTok savvy yet. I'm an old person, so it takes me a while to kind of figure things out, and it took me a while to like get on the TikTok bandwagon. And so at the urging of my friends, I've been like, okay, let me just do it. But I don't know for sure, Valentina. I just saw a headline, so I didn't read it. I think you're okay, but I think you could probably get like an at-home one and then like do it through the scanner or whatever. But just check into it just to be sure, so you're not caught off guard when you go to the airport. Okay. Okay. Back to what we're saying. So questions in the comment section below. If you want to be on video right now, I'm only gonna do Instagram video connection just because I'm still figuring this out and there's a whole lot going on here. So I got to get my mind wrapped around everything that's happening here. So if you want to be on video, just head over to Instagram and you can request to be a guest right down here. And then I'll pick a few people to come on live with me so that I can do some readings for them as well. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. All right. So, again, my statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are, of course, 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. Of course, I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. Okay? All right, so let's start over here. I'm bouncing around, so y'all don't get panicking on me. People of y'all, I know TikTok has a tendency of having people who are a little ruder on there. I'm not trying to diss y'all TikTok people, just don't get mad at me. But I know that people are ruder on there just because I've seen it with people who are alive. So rude people are not getting my time or energy. I don't have time for that foolery. I'm going to be focused on people who could actually appreciate the work that I do. So I'm just jumping around here. Maria KM, I'm thinking YouTube. Hey, Friday, do you still see me going back to school? And if so, what would be a successful career path to look into? Thank you and happy to see you. I do see you still going back to school, so I do think you're going to go back to school. But it might be, it feels like trade. So it might just be a trade, not necessarily like going back for a degree or going back for like a full like 2 years or anything like that. I also keep seeing online databases and computer systems. So it might have something to do with databasing, analyst, anything to do with like that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking it's more that than anything else, because I keep seeing the computer system and I keep seeing data and inputting information and all of that other stuff. It almost reminds me, it's funny because I was talking about this earlier with a client. It reminds me back in the day when I used to be a legal coder, because before I was a psychic medium, I did a whole host of things, and I was a legal coder for a little while, where you have to take legal documents and digitize them, and you have to assign codes and all this other stuff. So it reminds me of that. So it may have something to do with that or have a vibe like that. Okay. Barbara Baxter, does Kelly have a message for Courtney? It's gonna sound funny. I keep thinking of the movie Sister Act. I don't know why, but I keep thinking of the movie Sister Act. So I don't know if she's trying to acknowledge a sister act or this like, nun thing, or this like performance dressed up as nuns. Don't know, but that's what I would interpret it as. So I'm thinking she's referring to like a sister act, or she's referring to nuns, or that kind of like thing with performances. So just FYI, because I'm seeing that. So there may be a reference there. She also keeps acknowledging the number 5, so the 5th of a month is significant. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She's showing me two, I don't know if this is 2 butterflies coming together as one or 2 wings as one, but she's showing me this visual or this image here. So there might be a significance to that. She also keeps acknowledging the flickering light. So if she's flickering lights around her, or she's having experiences with flickering lights, that might be a sign from her as well. So there's a reference there also. Okay, seashells. Steph's so property or stuff. I think it says this. Me and Jeremy started talking after 2 years. Is he the one you saw me in a serious relationship with by the end of this year? This year is over. Are you sure? There's like 5 more like hours, I think, where I'm at. So may not be over yet. But here's the thing. Timing is a very tricky thing to figure out when it comes to predicting time frames. And so sometimes when I make a prediction about a time, if I say this is going to happen by the end of the year, January, in my mind, there really isn't a break. The only break that exists is the one that we assume exists, which is that there's an ending and then there's a beginning, but there really isn't, because there's December and there's January. And if it happened in like January 15, in my mind, it would still feel like the latter part of the year because it's closer to the end of the year than it is to the spring or to the summer. So it could technically still be someone else in the next month or so. However, I will say that this does have a little potential. So I would say give it a go. See what his intentions are, because I do feel like you'll figure that out in the first couple of weeks. So give it a little bit of juice and see where it goes. There is potential there, so I don't feel bad about it. But I kind of feel like sometimes people, they don't always change, and old patterns can come up that has to still be worked through. So be expecting that, but it could very well be, because I am seeing some potential there. So just FYI with that. Let's go here. So no questions here. That's okay. Okay, going here. Yeah, Mindy, I just started a new relationship. I'd love to know if you see this being a beneficial connection for the two of us. It's very new. Here's what I would say. Pay attention to this person's financial situation, because I kind of feel like there's some financial stuff that either they're not disclosing, or they're just not being 100% clear about, that you might have issues with, or that you may not 100% really be on board with. So pay attention to their financial situation. I'm not thinking that this will go as far. However, around the beginning of February, there might be another person that pops into the picture. The other person that pops into the picture, that comes into the scene in early January, has darker features, might even have a bit of a more, I want to say they actually either are like a darker tone than me, like Hispanic, or they might be a mix of like Black and Hispanic, because I keep thinking of like features that remind me of like a Cuban guy, or like a Puerto Rican, or someone that has that type of like features. So there's some features. Thank you. I'm thinking of Mario Lopez. You know Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell? That's what I'm thinking about. That skin tone, that kind of look to them. So they've got kind of that mixed look to them. I do think there's a little bit of a kink to their hair, interestingly enough. But there's someone that shows up at the beginning. I want to say at the beginning of February. When that person shows up, that is a better potential. The person that you're referring to right now, I'm kind of thinking there's some financial stuff that you need to keep your eyes open for. So just FYI with that. But early February, there may be another person popping into the picture. They're very in shape. So just FYI, because I'm kind of feeling that sexual, like, I'm liking that. So just FYI with that, okay? Let's go over here. Let's see. All right, let's see. And by the way, guys, for those of you on TikTok who are new, this is a free reading hour and a half. So y'all get to ask me whatever specific questions you want to ask me about. Be specific, because I don't have time for like general questions or being vague. So be specific. Also, if you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect to, and I'll try to connect to and bring through any messages or information that might help you to feel the connection with them. Okay. Alice, hi Ferny, any messages from my grandmother Alicia? Yeah, it's funny because even though you got Alice and then the grandmother's Alicia, I'm hearing another Alice. So there might be a third Alice, or there might be another person that has a very similar name to Ali. Yeah, Ali or Ali. Yeah, because there's another person. So they're making reference to that. She is acknowledging the number 2, so the second of a month may be significant, or February may be connected. She also keeps, thank you. She's doing this right here, so she's kind of squeezing my throat a little bit and also feeling like I can't get enough oxygen in. So I don't know if she was having difficulty with her breathing and having difficulty taking in enough oxygen, but that might have been an issue for her. Sometimes when they have something on their throat or they have the tubes, that could also act as a challenge for them, because she's doing this, so there might have been something that was affecting this area, and again, the oxygen or the respiration. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you, she's showing me hearts. I don't know if you have a picture of her with hearts next to it, or if there's actually a framed picture in like a frame of a shape of a heart with her in it, but she's showing me something like that as well, and I'm almost seeing like a little, like a golden coloring to it, so there might be a frame around it or a golden coloring to this as well, because that's the way I want to see it. She also keeps, thank you, there are 2 other women with her. One of the ladies is so interesting. One of the ladies feels, your grandmother's cracking me up. She's like gossiping because she's like, you'll never guess who they let in here. And then she's referring to like another lady. What it reminds me of is like people in my family, where we got some, sketchy people in our family, and I could see people in the family saying, you'll never guess who they let up in here. Like, so it's almost your grandmother's making a joke or gossiping about another family member. It feels like it's a female in-law or sister-in-law or that kind of situation, where this wouldn't have been like a person that they would have really cared for. But she's like acknowledging this other female that's there as well and who they let in. So just FYI with that. Okay. Let me go over here. Yeah, Mom to Bella 10. Hi, Ferny. Happy New Year. Do you have any messages for my grandma Bar or friend Jessica? With your grandma Bar, she is making me thank you. There might have been some really weird issues going on in her blood, because I almost feel like her blood chemistry feels a little bit off to me. There might have even been a little bit of like clotting or hemorrhaging. I'm seeing that 2 first, but then I'm seeing another number. I'm thinking it's the 20th. So I'm going to say there's a 20 connection that's associated with it as well. She also could, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging a piece of jewelry that reminds me of like a bracelet. So there might be a bracelet that is significant, or you might have a bracelet like a charm, but there's something that she's making reference to as well. Okay. Lucero, Aliana, Ferny, what vibes are you getting from this new person I'm dating? Is this a good idea? I kind of feel like they're not 100% available. So I kind of feel like they might either be involved with somebody else, or there may be somebody else that they're still dealing with. So just be prepared, because they may not be 100% free or available. Yeah, TL CERN, my aunt passed Christmas morning. My mom found her unresponsive. We aren't sure if it was medical or intentional. I don't feel the intentional vibe. I don't feel the intentional vibe with this, meaning that I don't feel like this was intentional. I feel like this was accidental or incidental, meaning that I do think that she had taken her medication that day, but I also feel like she had some issues going on anyways with her heart. So there might have been a response or reaction within her system because of something she took, but I don't feel like this was like an intentional, I'm going to kill myself. Like, I don't feel that way. Or somebody doing it to her. I feel like this was more incidental or accidental is how I want to describe it. The closest thing to that I would say is like negligence, like being neglectful or not paying attention to what I'm doing. That's the way that I feel. Because when I think of this, I keep thinking back, I'm reminded immediately of my mom. Sometimes my mom, she will take her medication and then she forgets and then she'll retake it again. And sometimes that's been an issue for her. So we have that box for her where she puts all her medicine so she can keep track of that. So I feel like she might have taken something that mixed a little bit oddly with something else. Her blood was affected with her heart, and then that kind of triggered some things to happen there. Which one? Monica P4. Ferny, what's my graduation year? Is it with a BSN? So it's interesting because you're asking about one graduation year. I'm actually seeing two, two graduations. So what that means to me is that you're going to go to school once and then you're going to have a break. And then at some point you're going to go back again. So you might actually be going into a program like on two separate occasions as the first time finishing that. I'm thinking, because I'm not thinking 2022. I'm thinking this is either the first time feels like it's probably the second half of 2023 is what I'm thinking. So maybe the second half or the fair end of 2023. But then there's another set of schooling that happens. And I want to say that's going to happen like 4 or 5 years after the first one. But it will benefit you. So I don't feel like it's going to be an issue for you. Okay. Yeah, it's all free, guys. It's all free. You don't have to pay me. I do this I do this twice a week every week. If you're on TikTok, I do this twice a week every week for free. I've been doing it on Instagram for almost a year. I also do it on Facebook, YouTube, so we're on everywhere. So this is free. You don't have to pay me anything. Just ask me a specific question though, because that way I can understand what you want to know. People always assume psychics know everything. We do not. We sense things. That's a big difference. And if you ever meet a psychic who pretends to know everything, see everything, and they act like they are infallible, they are scammers. They are lying up their ass. Do not trust them. Trust a honest psychic who's going to be honest about their hits and misses, which you can find my hits and misses, y'all, because I don't play around with this shit. Y'all can find my hits and misses. Go to my website. If you go down fernandomarone.com and if you go down to prophecies and predictions, I have a list of things that I've predicted for the public to see. So y'all can judge me and grade me based off of my track record, which I have a pretty damn good track record. Not everything I predicted is on there yet, just because it's taking my ass a long ass the predictions from all of the posts that I've done, but everything is there. So y'all can find me there and everything is on there. Yeah. Rachel 09 Lynn. Any relationship info for me, potential relationships? A couple. So I do think that in about 7 months from now, there is going to be an opportunity to kind of reconnect with somebody that you have been dealing with anyway. So there's someone that you've already been involved with or that you've got a history with that may pop back into the picture or you may try to reconnect with in about 7 months from now. I don't feel very confident that that's going to go anywhere. And then I feel like in about 2 to 3 years, I know you're going to hate this answer because it ain't what you're going to want to hear, but I am seeing a newer relationship or something that might actually have the opportunity to go on in about 2 to 3 years. That one feels much better and feels like it has a likelihood of working. The person's name starts with a PA, like Pat, so it starts off that way. Also, be careful because you might have a tendency of having more than one marriage in this lifetime. So I don't want you to rush into anything. So just FYI, be careful, okay? Trojans 202. Hi, Ferny. Happy New Year. I'm currently talking to a woman named Rena. Do you see a connection for us? I feel like she's going to give you the runaround, or it's going to feel like a mixed signaling from her. So I'm not thinking that that's going to go anywhere. So don't put all your chips in it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try, because I could be wrong. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but I'm just feeling this like mixed messaging from them, and I don't feel like it's going to go as far as you would want it. I do think, however, that there is a Cindy or Cynthia or Sandy name that you might connect with in February of 2023. So in February 2023, you might meet somebody with that name, and I feel like that has a better shot of having longevity. Here's the thing, though. Don't try to save anybody. Because if you get into the habit of trying to help people or overextending yourself on behalf of others, you might set it up for people to take advantage of you. So you got to be careful about that, okay? Jania 71, any messages from mom, please? Thank you. Yes, butterflies, butterflies, butterflies. So butterflies are going to be an important symbol or sign. Even artwork that's butterflies, pictures that are butterflies, tattoos that are butterflies, those are going to be significant. So keep an eye out for those. She also keeps acknowledging the number 11, 17. 11. Let's go with 11. 11. So the 11th of a month is significant. So that would be either the 11th or the month of November. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging, she's doing this. So there might be a necklace that's connected to her, whether she gave you a necklace or you have a necklace in honor of, but she's making reference to this. So there might be a reference to that as well. There may also be, you know how sometimes people collect, thank you. What I'm reminded of, my sister used to have like a Beanie Baby collection when she was younger, and I'm seeing that in my mind. I don't know if you have dolls or have like a stuffed animal collection or these like figurines that are like animals, but there's something there that she's making reference to or acknowledging. So just FYI with that. She's also giving me, she's giving me the name of Dio, like Dorothy. So there might be a Dorothy reference or Dora, Dorothy, Dee Dee. There's like a D female connection that she's trying to make reference to with her in spirit, or that is connected to her. So there's a connection to that name as well. She also says that she, if you're having any issues with your stove or with the vent, she might have been trying to get your attention. So just FYI with that. Okay. Let's go over here. I thought I was going to get overwhelmed, y'all. I was like, oh, I'm doing it. I thought I was going to get overwhelmed. Pamela, Rose Lewis, would love to connect with my dad, please. With your dad, first of all, there's 3 males. So there are 3 males in spirit. So I want to say there's 2 with them. I'm seeing this and I'm seeing it twice. So I don't know if 2 of those males were in the military or if it's your father and one of the others and they're saluting, but I'm seeing at least 2 of them with military ties. He also, thank you, he's pointing to his heart. There might have been a complication that might have impacted or affected his heart's processes or his heart's function. That may not have been the trigger or the cause, but I feel like ultimately it came down to the heart being able to keep up with what was happening with him. He also makes me feel, thank you, I feel like he's bringing me down to my digestive system, and he's also twisting my guts or twisting my stomach in like a knot. So there might have been some digestive issues that he was also dealing with before he passed, or may have been contributing to what ultimately happened. But he's like squeezing my digestive system, almost like there's a little bit of a knotting that's happening there because he's making me feel that way. He's also acknowledging 7, so the 7th of a month may be significant, or the month of July may be connected. Okay. It's funny because I know your last name, Pamela Rose Lewis. I know your Lewis is your last name, but I'm hearing it again. So there might be another Lewis or Lee name that he's also making reference to or acknowledging also. And it would be separate from like the last name. So just FYI with that. No. Janice, no. Janice Wild Lucido. Want to know if my mom is mad at me. She is not. She's not mad at you. She understands. She's actually apologizing to you. So I think she feels the need to apologize to you. Also, there's a reference to the month of January, which we're about to go into. So January or the first of a month may be significant. I'm also, thank you. She's showing me. I wonder if this is your grandmother also trying to pop into the conversation, because I've got a grandmother energy that's trying to make reference, and they're showing me like a let's see, yeah. This is how I'm going to describe it. I feel like there's another female. I don't know if this is mom or if this is the other female that I'm wanting to associate this with. It feels more like a grandmother energy, but I keep seeing like writings or documents and forms, and then I'm almost feeling I want to go online and look at a database like Ancestry, and I'm seeing all of this. So there might be records or things that might clarify some questions about the family and property or ownership traits or ownership transfers regarding like the family. So keep an eye out for that, or take a look into that, because there might be some additional stuff that y'all may not know about dealing with one of the grandmothers, where there might be records that y'all need to look into, that might associate with like existing property that's still somehow tied to the family. So just look into that, because there might be more to it than that. Your mom's not mad at you though. She's not mad at you at all. Birds, cardinals are a sign from her, so look out for those. Let's go to here. Yeah, Blake, oops, disappeared on me. It's like, I was just about to see it, and then it disappeared. Going back. Can you, I was just about to do a question for Blake, and it popped away. It disappeared on me. Okay. Blake, ask your question again. I think you were asking about a friend. Ask your question again, because I totally just like disappeared on me as soon as like I was. There you go. Okay, Ferny. Okay. Can you talk to my best friend? So, Junior. Yeah. With the friend, first of all, I am seeing 2 tattoos, so there might be 2 tattoos connected to him, or in relation to him. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps thinking crisscross. So I'm hearing crisscross. So there might be a reference to a crisscrossing with this, or there might be a significance to crisscrossing symbols. He also keeps thank you. The 7 or 7, yeah. The 7th is connected. So there's a reference to the month of July, or the 7th of a month. He also keeps, thank you. I wonder if you have a cap of his, because I'm seeing a cap or a hat. So there might be a cap or a hat reference that he's making reference to as well. He said that he messed with the television, or he messed with the lighting. So there's a television or lighting that might have been affected that was totally like out of the ordinary. And that would be a sign from him as well. It's weird, because I'm almost seeing more than one type of, like I'm almost seeing 2, 3, 4. There are 4 males that are attached to you, but I've got 2 of them that I want to put on that friend level. I'm assuming your friend that you're asking about is one of them, and then there's another one as well. There's a guy there that committed suicide. I want to say that either he overdid it when he was like taking meds, or he was on something, but there's a guy there that overdid it, because I almost feel like I want to call this like a drug overdose is how I want to describe it. So there's a male there as well that is connected somehow. Also, DA. There also may be a DA connection to that person and their family. So there's a DA name that's associated with that person. Okay? Yeah, Luca and Mama. Hi, Ferny. A hawk appeared in front of me yesterday who said to me, and what message is there? Yeah, this is, it wasn't a spirit, like a loved one in spirit. It was actually your guide. The hawk, many people don't realize that the hawks can represent being on your path, or being where you're supposed to be at. So it's almost like affirmation. When you think of hawks, you can also think of, this is not always with birds like that. Now, granted, like if you're walking outside and you just see a bird flying, by, that's not really nothing special. But if you have a hawk land on your face, that's special, right? So I always tell people, if you have an experience, it should be something that should definitely catch your attention and be out of the ordinary. That's how I want to describe it. But the hawk was sent to you by your guide. So it's your guide letting you know that what you're going through right now in your life, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not the way you want it, is supposed to be. So have faith and move forward, and don't allow yourself to question whether you can get through this or not. You definitely can get through this. Also, there is a financial improvement in your life in about 2 months. So things might get a little bit better for you in about 2 months financially. Let's go over here. Yeah, Jessica Presas. Hi, Ferny. My dad recently passed away in June, and I want to know if he has any messages for me. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I keep thinking of like a JR, like a junior. So I don't know if your father was the junior, or if you have a junior that he's wanting to make a reference to. No, I want to say there's 3 names. So I'm seeing the name 3 times. So there's definitely got to be 3 of them, because I'm seeing the name and I'm seeing 3 versions of it. So there's three. Your dad is also acknowledging, thank you. He is showing me 11. So even though I know you mentioned June, but he's showing me 11. So there might also be a date of significance in the 11th of a month or the month of November. So FYI with that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Don't know if y'all release balloons for him because I'm seeing balloons. Normally when I see balloons, it either means that people release balloons for them, they release lanterns, or or we're within 30 days of a birthday that he's trying to acknowledge right now. He showed me a wallet. So I don't know if you have your dad's wallet or if y'all have his wallet, but he's making reference to the wallet. He also keeps, thank you. He's putting his hand over his mouth. Sometimes whenever I see that, that usually means either they didn't get a chance to say goodbye or they were not able to speak or communicate, but are wanting to acknowledge and so forth. So he's making that symbol. So he's trying to acknowledge some difficulties there as well. He did come in a dream. So he does make me feel like he attempted, at least on 2 occasions, to come through in a dream. So just FYI with him. He's also got a baby with him as well. So there might be a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. Okay. Yeah. Billy Joe Ellis. Hi. Do you see money coming to me? And is it a lot? Also, when do you see me getting my own way? Good question. Never. You're never going to get your way. Financially. There is a bit of money. I wouldn't say it's a whole lot, but there is some money that might pop up for you around July or August of this year. I want to say that it's money that is owed or money that is paid back. So there might be money that might get paid back to you around that time frame. I wouldn't say it's like, I'm going to retire and have a perfect life. I don't think that's what it is, but it is something to improve finances for you. So I'm going to say that finances get better around July or August. Also, you need to work on budgeting yourself a little bit more because I feel like you're not being careful enough with your spending habits and you're probably going to get into more debt. So you got to be careful. Okay. People always ask me like, what can I do to improve my money? Stop spending money when you don't need to be spending it. That's what you can start with, and then everything else can get better. All right, let's see. Going over here. Let's go. Let's bring somebody on, shall we? Because it's around that time anyways. My life for you, I can't wait to start. Dun, dun. Let's go here. Volume so I can hear. Like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Tried it. So let's try somebody else. What, did it not go through? I guess it didn't go through. Let's try another person, shall we? Here we go. Oops. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. What do you want to ask about?
I really mainly have 3 things I want to ask. One, my mom had a PET scan done on Monday. She has COPD, and they say they found like some rapid moving cells. The doctor think it is cancer, in her lung, in her lymph node, in her lungs. So she has a biopsy done on Monday. Do you see anything, with that, like
Yeah,
the
it's gonna.
cancer?
I feel, first of all, I do think they're gonna put her on a treatment plan. I also think that this is gonna take a lot of effort from her and a lot of like focused effort from her because it
Mhm.
feels like this thing to get past. I feel like she can get past it though. So I do
Okay.
feel that she can overcome regardless of what they diagnose it with. I also feel like she might be on like a 2-year period of like dealing with a treatment plan because it might not be the easiest treatment plan to have to go through. Say that again.
Treatment for cancer?
I feel like it's a type of, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not allowed to diagnose, I
Oh,
can't say,
yeah.
but I feel like what they're going to find definitely qualifies in that category.
Okay.
So, but the problem is that it gets a little complicated because it isn't just based in that area. There
Yeah.
are other in her blood that have to be addressed as well. I
Okay.
feel can overcome this, but she's going to need a lot of support, and she needs to keep her head in the on the prize because I feel like she can't. It might take up to 2 years to get like a clean bill of health, even if it's I gonna be is gonna take a lot from her, and after she's done with this, she may not be any like better as far as having capacity back, but I definitely think it's doable. She can be here for a lot longer, but I feel like it might. I keep seeing the number two, which is why I'm assuming this is 2 years.
Okay. The
Male. There's a male in spirit. He's to the side, so I want to put him in that category.
mhm.
This blaming themselves for their own passing as well, but I feel like it was more just because they were stupid. So this might be someone who either just wasn't paying attention to what they were doing and they had an accident, or they caused their own passing, but it was an accident. So I don't feel like this was an intentional passing. I also feel that they were probably behind the vehicle or they were in an automobile of some sort. So there's a male to your side who is connected to an automobile incident. And again, I feel like I want to blame them because they're blaming themselves for their own passing.
My best friend passed away in an automobile accident.
Was there a
No, it was another female driving the car. She was in the passenger side, but a male did hit her, but she was the only one who passed.
so here's the reason why. So no, so I'm pretty sure friends here, but the reason why I'm getting this mail is because they have similarities to what happened. Whenever I do like private readings in private, what tends to happen sometimes, players who have something in common, who may be connected, show up together, and they use that to connection to communicate across. So what's happening is your friend is present, and I'm pretty sure I'll get her on the line for a second, but there's another male who
Mm-hmm.
passed an incident.
Oh.
Um, so he also passed in a vehicular incident. It
Mhm.
could be a vehicle or a motorcycle with the male, but there's a
Oh, I do. Rob.
that male, so
Rob. Okay.
so he's wanting to make he's known. So he's with the friend's with him now. So they're just making sure that you know that they're there and they are both in spirit. Now, your best friend, do y'all have something that is similar in birthdays?
Yes, we're both
Okay,
Scorpios.
got it. Acknowledging y'all birthdays being the same, so she's making reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you have the picture? I don't know if it's like a little sparkle on top or it's just the glitter thing on top, but it's like a top thing, but there's only a sparkle right here, like where the collar would be at. Do you know of a picture or something that she had that she would wear or she wore that's in a picture? There's only the sparkle thing right here around the collar, but then the rest of it is just normal.
What do you mean sparkle? Like,
Like if I were gonna perform or I were gonna sing, I would be wearing something like this. This is the kind of flashy thing that I would wear, but it's more like I want to say costumey because I feel like it's a costumey vibe to it.
I can't think right now.
You know those outfits that people wear, like it looks like they're wearing a suit, but they're not actually wearing a suit, but it has the like the printed collar on it, and then sometimes it has prints on it, but it's not an. She's showing me something that looks like this. It's super cute. I'm thinking of kitty cats. There's something to this about either a Halloween outfit or something she wore, and it's in a picture, and it's just the collar, and it has the glittery thing right around the collar area. Either you were wearing something like this in the picture, and it's with her, or she was in this picture with you, and she's got this thing on.
Okay.
Okay? Just remember that I said that. And remember, I was thinking of kitty cats, so there might also overlap in it. Okay?
Okay.
Also keeps thank you. Is there a Tani or a Tanya or Tan sounding name connection?
Tanya?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think right now. Tanya.
It's a T reference.
I'm sorry, you cut out. You said
Yeah,
what?
it's a T-O or T-A reference. Someone that's alive. They're not in
Hey.
this person's not in spirit. So the T-O or T-A female is alive.
Yes, Tay.
Okay, who is that to your friend?
Um, to my friend, she just knew her through me, but the guy, the reference, that you were talking about in a motorcycle accident, that was his best friend, Tay.
Take it what is it? Tattoo?
No,
There's a tattoo shirt that I'm seeing this. I'm seeing two tattoos actually. So there's
that
two tattoos associated.
okay. I
Okay.
can't know.
That's okay. People sometimes in the moment they're like, I don't know. That's okay. When you go back to the recording, we'll figure it out. There's
Okay.
a two tattoo reference to the TA or TO name that they're
Hmm.
acknowledging. So that's either for your friend or this other guy, but that's connected to one of them. So just FYI with that. Thank you. She also showed roses or a rose. So she's
Hmm.
making that, but I'm almost seeing like a single rose. So do you have a picture or a single rose connected to your friend?
I don't. I have a rose on my leg tattoo.
Is that connected to her?
It's not connected to her. No. She didn't have any rose tattoos. I
This
don't
is
know.
a rose. This is like a real rose. There's
Oh,
a
like
single, yeah, it's a
no.
single rose. Either a single rose in a picture or it's a single rose that's where she was laid to rest or next to her remains. There's a single flower.
I'm not. No,
That's a,
because she
that's
was
all right.
cremated.
Yeah, next. That's what I say next to her remains. So someone might have a single rose next to
Mhm.
her remains, or there
Okay.
a rose on the box that she's on. But remember that I said that because she's making this rose shape to me. So there's
Okay.
something that it's either a real rose or it's the shape of a rose, but it's
Okay.
connected to.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because I think I probably know
You're
who my
gonna have to
actually.
go back to recording because once you
Yeah.
get off, you're what are you talking about? Why would I forget? And it happens all the time. So, all right, Mama. Did you want me to ask me one more thing before I let you go?
Um. Yeah. What do you see with I guess my love life this year coming?
Be specific. What do you want to know? It's like a full reading, so I need you to like condense it because people are like, she be asking a lot of questions. She be on
Okay.
here. She's like, so be
Um.
specific.
And Lydia being okay.
Is what?
Me and Lydia being okay.
For like a relationship?
Yeah. Friendship, relationship.
Yeah, I feel a lot of miscommunication issues with the connection. So I feel like there's a lot of growing there that needs to happen with communicating. What's interesting is you and Lydia might feel a bit detached, especially during the second half of 2022. But I feel like that has more to do with her life and what's going on with her family. So if she starts to detach or starts to feel very much like she's not going to be focused on you and be focusing on all of that, just know that it's more for her and what's going on with her in her life during the second half of the year. But after that, I feel like it feels a bit better. But for second half of 2022, you may not feel a very strong connection with her.
Okay, but okay.
I wouldn't take it. I would. Sometimes people get overwhelmed. They don't know how to handle stuff, and it's one of those things where she just might be in a mental state at that time where she may not know how to handle it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself. Okay. Look for that picture, color sparkle thing.
I will.
All
Thank you.
right.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see. Going elsewhere. Let's see. Let's go here. Hello. Can y'all hear me and see me? Oh, look at that face. His face is so excited. All right, can you hear me now? All right, it's all broken up. So let me see if they're up fast enough. Can you hear me? Oh, all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm trying. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back to you, okay? I'm gonna come back and look for you. But I want you to get to a place where you have better internet reception or get off the Wi-Fi because sometimes Wi-Fi will slow it down. So I'm gonna come back and try you again, okay? So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna come back. So just so you know, so that way you don't feel like I wasn't trying, okay? All right, let's go. Let's go over here. Let's see. It's funny. Um, Going over here. Come on, come on. Here we go. Here we go. Isn't it the funniest thing, y'all? Like, you try to be on Wi-Fi and want it to be like clear and super like strong connection, and then the Wi-Fi. Right. Hello.
Hold on, do the step.
Hi.
Hello?
How you
Hey,
doing?
what's up? I'm great. I'm great. I was just sitting here on my recliner and I was like, man,
Oh,
I don't ever get picked.
oh, well, here I am. I picked you. I picked you. Well, what do you want to ask me about?
uh,
Actually, question.
right now,
Before you
I
ask me,
think,
earlier this year, like around the fall time, were you having weird pains or sensations around your heart or around that area?
yeah, I still do now and every now and then.
Did you get the vaccine?
Actually, I think I have COVID right now,
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell
but I
you.
didn't get the vaccine.
When you recover from COVID, I want you to go check your heart, just because there might what I would call is like a type of arrhythmia. There might be something going on with the heart function and the way that it's kind of flowing and the blood flowing through. If you start to feel like more dizzy than usual, or when you get up, you have like dizziness when you're getting up, etc. It might just be something going on with one of the sides of the heart that is supposed to. So when you get on your feet with COVID, I want you to go get your heart checked just to have them check everything out. Because that way, if there's anything you need to get ahead of, you can get ahead of it.
I actually got a blood work. I don't think I got the EKG or nothing like that, but
Yeah.
they didn't see nothing wrong with my
How
heart. But,
work. It's the heart, the actual heart. There might be an arrhythmia. So sometimes, whenever you're under a lot of pressure or stress, or your blood pressure spikes up, it could trigger the heart to start to act a little bit funny and then skip sometimes, and that could create a little bit of weirdness. So sensations that you might feel might be attributed to that. So I just want you to get that checked the next time you go to the doctor.
okay, yeah, I noticed it happening more often in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the reason why in the morning is because sometimes in the morning our blood pressure is trying to regulate, and then on top of that, we're starting to get more active and more physical, and so there's a lot more. We're engaging with with the body more. Have you been tested for sleep apnea also?
That's actually the next step that I have to do. I did the blood work. Um, I got put on a diet, but
Yeah.
um,
To them, I think that they're going to help you with what they're going to suggest, but you're going to check your sleep apnea. Make sure you check your heart as well.
okay.
Okay. All right. What do you want to ask me about?
So I think one of my main issues right now is this year was a good year work wise, but I have a bad mouth, and it gets me in trouble in the line of work I'm in.
Mm,
So it's more like I feel like somebody's always trying to get one over on me, and I don't let them,
mhm.
and it usually gets me in trouble.
Yeah.
Uh, I kind of feel like it's a lot of politics in what I do. Like I said, I'm really good at what I do, and I know that. I don't know if it's my downfall or what I need to do.
I feel like sometimes people want to judge people for various reasons. Sometimes they judge them for culture, for race. Sometimes they hold things on them just because they have opinions and such. Here's what I would say. I feel like in about 4 months, there is going to be a little bit of a shuffle because the company's going to have to go through a reorg later this year, just because they're either assuming the assets of another organization or they're taking on additional contracts, which is going to just amplify things. So they're going to need to go through a reorg. When the reorg happens, if you have an opportunity to shuffle around to a different role or position, it may actually be an opportunity to benefit from that, but it wouldn't be a positive change right away. You would have to wait about a year before you could move into another position that would be better for you. But with the shuffle, if you get an opportunity to move around, I would look into it because it might actually work for you.
Okay, so the company I'm with now, it just started a new division, and I've been with them since they started a year. Now, I think December like 20th, my mouth got the better of me and I got fired.
Mhm.
But one of my bosses called me back a couple of days ago asking me if I want to go back to different refineries.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just I'm in between the like, do I want to start something new? I'm already getting older. You know, I'm trying to buy a new house. I've been trying fixing up the one I'm in now.
Yeah.
I just I feel like I'm lost sometimes.
Yeah. So he's offering you a position in a different area of the organization.
He said he was, but he had to still ask the upper management.
That what's happening because what's happening, even though you guys matter, it might take up to 4 months for you to actually go back, just because I feel like they're going to go through a reorg. because something is changing with the company. So even though you may have got fired last year, I do think you'll probably go back just because it's going to be a sure thing for you. I also think that there are people there who want you there. So not everybody there is your enemy or is gonna try to have something against you. But I think that he's really trying to get you in an area that they could really use you, and they're going to need more people because I feel like they're going to go into a hiring. They're about to hire a bunch of more people within the next 2 or 3 months. And so if you have an opportunity to go back, I'm not telling you what to do because I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but it would be a good opportunity. Stability. If you were thinking about starting something new, I would still get your job back and then come up with a strategy or plan besides just wishing and hoping that something can come up that you can do. I also
Okay.
that you will go back for 2 years, and then at the end of a 2 year period, then I can see you starting something that's like a business or whatnot. But that would be with two other guys that you are connected to as well. Also, the property that you're in, even though you may want to sell it or do something different with it, I actually think you're going to hold on to it and use it as a rental because I see you moving into a new place in about 2.5 years.
Yeah. We have actually been remodeling this house, and my son, my older son,
Yeah.
wants to rent it.
Yeah.
But I've already told him I'm not going to rent it to just anybody.
Yeah. No,
But yeah.
work out. I actually think that he won't. I actually think he'll do a good job with that. I always tell people business before don't
Mhm.
family, but I actually think he'll do okay with it.
Okay. And
Hurry up!
I've had a really
No, no, no.
anything about my mom, my brothers on the other side.
As for your mom on the other side, is there a Rosa or Rosie connection to the family?
Um, yeah, yeah, depending on my mom's side.
Okay, is she still alive? The Rosie or Rose name?
I believe so. Now, if it's my brother, I know my older brother has a sister-in-law named Rosie.
The reason why is your mom is talking about a Rosie or a Rose name, but they might not be doing too well, or their health may also be having some issues, and she's almost like trying to get people's attention. Your mom is the one that told me about your heart, which is the reason why I wanted you to go with it because she wants you to take care of yourself.
Okay.
Your mom is also thank you. She just said happy birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday?
My brothers, my little brother is on the other side. His birthday's the second or the fourth.
So she's acknowledging the birthday from the siblings, so she's making reference to that since it's so close by. She's also talking about the 12th as well. Do you know if the 12th of a month or December is also significant for a different date? So the 12th of a month
I'm
or
not sure about the fourth.
that's already passed.
No, I'm not sure.
Just remember, she's laughing. Your mom is laughing. She's making the symbol for a baby. Did someone find out that they were pregnant this month?
This month, not that we know of.
No, not that we know of. My niece is pregnant.
You're what?
My niece
She's
is
pregnant?
pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's acknowledging a baby coming in. She's acknowledging a baby. She said the
Oh,
12th.
December.
Remember, maybe connected. She's aware of the baby coming in. So she's probably just
Okay.
to that. Also, your mom says she didn't feel right and it was hard for her. And she makes you feel like it was time and that nobody really could have
Yeah.
changed circumstances. It was time. But she says thank you. She also says birds, cardinals, white doves are going to be a sign from her, so look out for those.
Okay. I've seen cardinals
Yeah.
around.
So, all right, my friend. Well, you take care of yourself. Go get your heart checked.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
All right, let's see. I'm going over here. Going over here. Yeah, because it's just Gen 08. I've been feeling off with my health. I have thyroid issues, but is there something else going on? No, I actually think it's your endocrine system altogether. Because I was going to suggest your endocrine system, and then you mentioned your thyroid, which for me makes perfect sense. So the endocrine system is a system in the body that regulates hormones. You got your pituitary gland, your thyroid, your pancreas, your adrenals, your ovaries. your thyroid is one of them, but I also feel like your pituitary gland may need a little bit of support. Pituitary gland may help regulate serotonin and some of the other stuff that has to do with like mental health and like mental stability. So you might need to look into that. But I also feel like your pancreas is struggling as well. So your pancreas, which regulates blood sugar, digestive enzymes, etc., you probably need to take a look at that because I do feel like it's the endocrine system altogether. But those three areas of the endocrine system probably need a little more support. Also, you might be iron deficient, so you probably are anemic, or you need to you need to look into checking your iron levels, so that way that if that is off, then you can go ahead and get that worked out. Okay, I think I do think it'll get better for you because I think by March or April you'll start to feel more or less like yourself again. But you need to look into those things because I feel like they're contributing to the way you're feeling. Can you? Erica, EK, can you tell me if my Uncle Billy has any messages for my cousin Savannah? Yeah, there's another Bill, but it's just Bill. So there might be another Bill as well that he's making reference to. I'm seeing a tattoo. So I don't know if your cousin got a tattoo for him or if it's planning on it, but I'm seeing a tattoo. So that might be a tattoo reference. I also keep feeling, thank you. I don't know if there's a picture of him and her where she's on a horse or there's a horse in the picture, but they're showing me an image of a horse. So I'm assuming there's a horse relation or horse association, but I feel like I'm looking at a picture. So this might be, and it might even be a horse. It might be like, you know how some, back in the day, they don't have them now, but back in the day, when you go to the grocery store, right outside the grocery store, there was those fake horses, and you would put the quarter in, and you'd be like, oh, yeehaw! Like I'm seeing something like that. So he's acknowledging a reference to either a horse, or there's a reference to a picture and the horse that may be tied to that as well. He's also acknowledging the 13th, so the 13th of a month may be significant, or January 3rd may be reference there as well. I also feel he's doing this, so I don't know if y'all did a toast to him or did or he liked his drink and someone dedicated a drink to him at his site, but he's doing this, so there might be a reference to a toast or a drink dedication. Okay. Luca and Mama. Hi, Ferny. Will I have a successful pregnancy in 2022? I'm seeing baby energy around September, so there might be baby energy, strong baby energy actually in September. So there might be a reference to September being a good month for that. One thing, here's what you need to be careful of, regardless of whether this happens in September or not. You need to keep an eye on your blood pressure, and also if you start to feel any sensitivity in your lower back and also in your thighs, that may actually not have anything to do with the baby. That may be your back and your sciatic nerve being triggered because of some issues with your lower spine. So if you start to feel that, I wouldn't think that's baby related. That may just be you having a lot of pressure in the lower, which would make sense if you're going to be pregnant, but having lower pressure in that area and then needing to follow up with a doctor because it could definitely cause some complications for you as far as like, your comfort level and also just like the back support as well. So just FYI with that. So check into that. But September looks like it might be a good month for you with that. Okay. Okay, going over here. Yeah. Forever loving Nikki. Hey Fernie, anything from my friend Kiki? Yeah, so the first thing she showed me, Kiki. So the 15th of a month may be significant because I'm seeing that 5, but I'm thinking it's a 15. So the 15th of a month may be significant. So the 15th of a month or January 5th would be the other version of that. I also keep, thank you. I am seeing this. So there might be a reference to a, it would reminds me of like whenever people have shell necklaces or people have necklaces that have to do with the beach or the ocean. I feel like there's something referencing a beach or ocean necklace type of thing. So I'm seeing something like that. They're also acknowledging, thank you. They're also acknowledging, they're showing me a baby. So there's a baby with them. So there might be a baby in spirit that they want to acknowledge or make reference to, which means there was a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. So just FYI with that. They're also acknowledging, thank you. They're putting their hand over their mouth. Sometimes when I see that, that usually indicates not having the chance to say goodbye or not being able to communicate, but I'm seeing that. So there might have been some difficulties connecting with them as well. Also, they're acknowledging donations. So either people got together and may have donated to a cause in their honor, or people may have donated to the event because they're making reference to donations and saying thank you. So there's an acknowledgement there as well. Okay. Hmm. Let's go over here. So, Monique, I'm currently seeing this guy. Do you see us being in a committed long-term relationship, marriage, as well as starting a business together? So I feel like it has potential. The problem with potential is that potential doesn't always, you know, happen. So sometimes you just have to be careful with that. There is potential there. So it is possible with this individual. The problem is I feel like past relationship drama may pop up and create a bit of complexity to the connection that y'all have. So you might have to slow down and just take it a little easier and give it a chance to mature, because I almost feel like it's still maturing, and some people's relationships mature for a long ass time. So people can mature, the relationship mature quickly. I feel like this might take a bit of a longer period, so just FYI, there might need to be some maturity period for the relationship. I could see a business venture started, but I feel I feel like y'all would make better business partners than y'all would make romantic partners, because I feel like that would be something that could definitely do well. However, give it some time. I feel like it needs time to mature. If you can get this past, next August 2022, then I would say the opportunity for it to go to the next level is higher, much, much higher. But I feel like August of next year might be a breaker. From now until then might be a make or break period. So I would just like let it evolve, let it kind of continue to develop. And then by August of next year, if you've gotten to that point, then I would say then keep going, because I think you could take it further than that. That's just where I'm feeling a little bit of a cutoff. So just be FYI with that. Hi Sharon. Hi Ferny. Happy New Year. Can you tell me whether my mom approves of my new partner? So here's what I'm gonna say. I won't say that it's a complete rejection. I just feel like the thought in my head is like, well, she can do better. Like it's more of like a she can do better, but it isn't like I hate them or I don't want anything to do with them. I'm not feeling that like I think it's because it's your mom and she probably thinks that you can always do better. But I think in this instance, I feel like there's this I can do better vibe, or you can do better vibe. So I would think that she's open to it, but I think you might have to give her some time to kind of warm up a little bit more. But it's more of a snap judgment type thing. So it's more of a, already making judgments and not really allowing yourself to see how something's going to play out. Okay. Yeah. EK928. Do you see me changing my career path soon, or any advice to feel more fulfilled? Here's the thing though. I feel like you're trying to base your expectations for what's supposed to make you happy on money and career success. And people have an obsession. Like, if I have a great ideal job and great money, then I'm going to be happy and everything's going to be good. And that's not true. Unfortunately, it definitely is not true. I have an uncle who was a doctor and was very successful. And he always told us, he always said the same thing: money is not going to bring you happiness. Money is not going to buy you happiness. You have to find happiness in other ways. And so I remember that. What I would say to you is that I think that you probably need to shift the perspective of what is really going to be fulfilling in life. When people pass away and people come back, they don't really talk about their jobs as often as you would think. There are some people who are very proud, especially like military officers or people who wrote books and stuff like that. Like they usually bring it up in a session, but most people are focused on the little moments with family, or the little moments where they had an experience that was amazing for them. And so it's always the little moments that are more important than the big things that you think are going to make you happy. People always think if I get a perfect job, then it's like, it's a permanent happiness. Nope, not going to happen. Happiness is not permanent. It's not based on circumstances or situations. Happiness is based on a practice of daily optimism, or focusing on what you do have an impact on, and focusing on the things that really matter every single day. That's what happiness is based in. So I can be going through the shittiest day or the shittiest week and still maintain some sort of happy attitude or a positive attitude and get through it and think that it was not a bad thing at all. For those of you who may have heard me a couple of days ago when I was just talking about my trip to Houston and all the crazy things that happened with my truck and me just trying to get there and all the crazy things I had to deal with on the way back, you could say, oh my God, that was like an awful experience. But I actually enjoyed the time with my family. I enjoyed the drive regardless. I enjoyed the experiences I had despite all of those, issues and hiccups that came along the way. So to answer your question, because I know you're like, Ferny, I don't want to know your life story. I just want you to answer my question. I'm going to answer your question, girl, but I'm trying to give you a perspective and mindset shift. You can be happy, because if not, you're not going to get that fulfillment that you're looking for. There isn't a job career change that I think is going to happen this year. I'm thinking that you're going to end up making a decision by summer of next year, 2023. I think you're going to probably enroll in a program or get some sort of specialized training. And I think that's going to go on for about a year. And then after that, then you'll make a change. So I do think you will make a career change, but I don't think it's going to happen until 2024 because of the year training program that you're going to be in starting next year. So I'm thinking that's what's going to end up happening. Also, there might be a medical or health and wellness tie to it, just because I'm seeing two things in my head, which is why I'm getting this idea. I keep thinking of a clinic in a hospital setting, which usually you would associate it with medical and like medical professionals, etc. But then I also keep seeing like a gym where people get workout, or they get support and advice and nutrition advice, etc. And I want to put the two together. So I want to say that whatever this is that you're going to go into may have a lot of association with those two things put together. Okay. Look over here. Let's see. I don't know how you do it. Wait. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, I don't even know how I would do that. Let's see. Someone's asking me if I can go live on here. I haven't never gone live. I've never gone like video live on TikTok. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like I push the person's name and it just says like their name and follow. And that's all I'm seeing. So let me see. I don't, oh, well, it says reply. I don't know. Well, unless I don't know how to do that. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna have to figure it out, y'all, because I don't know. Like on Instagram, I just like on the bottom wherever they request to come live, I just click that and I go through the list, and whoever I feel drawn to, I pick them and then I go live. I don't know. I don't see that that's the way it is with TikTok, so I'm gonna have to figure it out, y'all. So forgive me for my ignorance. Oh, thank you, Christina. You're so sweet. Thank you. By the way, guys, no general questions, because it's really not going to give you what you're looking for. Be specific. Like what exactly do you want to know? Because that's just going to help me understand what the hell you're asking me about. And that way I can get to you. Base day Mutu, can you connect to my daughter? Yeah, so the first thing I'm seeing is I am seeing the number 5, which would, because I'm seeing my birthday, which is May 6th. So there might be a reference to the month of May, or the 5th of a month, maybe. Technology, thank you. She's talking about the family of 3. So I don't know if if you have 3 children and she was one of them, or she's got 3, but she's referencing the family of 3. So there's a reference there as well. She also thinks she's doing this. So there might also be a necklace or a colored stone piece of jewelry that she's making reference to, because she's acknowledging a colored stone, and almost usually reminds me of like a birthstone or like a sapphire or a ruby. So I'm seeing a colored stone. She's making reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging there might be, I'm seeing her hand. So I don't know if there's a picture of her where she's got her hand up in the picture and she's doing this, or if there's something on the hand that y'all have that is connected to her, like a tattoo or something that's on the hand. But she's making reference to that as well. She's also, thank you. I'm seeing white flowers like lilies or white roses. So white lilies or white roses may also be significant. Okay. Let's go here. Won't be long. Somebody to lean on. Just call on your brother. Let me bring somebody else on. Let's try somebody else. Actually, let me go here real quick because I don't want my folks over here to feel like I'm not. Sharita, RV, Ferny, does my mom or granny have a message for me? Yeah, it's funny because they're joking or they're making me, they're laughing or they're joking, and then they're showing me a Christmas tree. I don't know if something funny happened with the Christmas tree this year, like someone broke it or someone got a crazy looking one or did something funny with it, but they're making a joke about the Christmas tree. So that's what I'm thinking that they're going. They're also, thank you, Mom. She says you worry too much, you stress too much, you need to stop because that's not good for your health. So she wants you to be careful about that. She also says, thank you, keep an eye on your health because you might have a tendency for fibrosis or fibroids, and that may be something you need to look into. So just FYI with that. Mom is also acknowledging, thank you. I love you. So Mom says I love you. So she's just acknowledging loving you. There may actually be, thank you. There might be a picture that says, God, it has to do with saying something about mothers or like the mother is something, something, something. They always do this. They always do that. They're referencing something that was posted that they are thanking you for, they're acknowledging. And I feel like it's an all-in-one where it's almost like acknowledging the powerful women or the women in my life that make the biggest difference on me. And they're acknowledging you posting something like this and thanking you for this. So there's a reference there. They're also acknowledging a candle. So I don't know if you have a candle that you light for your mom, but they're making reference to a candle as well that may be significant. Okay. She said, right? She said, click on the picture. Let me see. Click on the picture. Perfect. Let's see. Click on the picture. Okay. Okay, and then what? Click on the picture. No. It just says at or follow. That's it. But there's nothing that says go live. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. I have to learn. God, I feel so old. I'm like having to learn all this stuff. Like God, it's like every freaking year, every few years, there's like a new technology I have to learn. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Click the icon with circles interlinked. Okay. Add guess. Oh, okay. Okay, I see it now. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's how you. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if that works. Hello. Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me?
I was just listening to you. Yes.
Oh, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good.
Awesome.
You
What?
already answered two of my questions already.
Oh, well, that's cool. Well, go ahead. Ask. Well,
So I had asked.
you're my first official TikTok
Okay,
live
so
person. So.
So with TikTok, they have to have a certain amount of followers in order to be able to go live with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
that's the thing. They have to
well,
request
that's
it.
crappy. Well, that's not fair, but okay.
I know. So my cousin Savannah, she's about to have a baby, and you did answer a question about her dad, but she's really worried about him. She's like worried that he didn't cross over correctly and stuff. So I just wanted to know if you have any messages from him from Billy for Savannah.
Yeah.
Or any of his other kids.
No, he crossed over. I mean, there's. Was he? Thank you. I'm seeing a circle. Was he found?
Yes, by the police.
Okay. Do you know, because it's drawing a circle. Whenever they draw a circle, it usually means there are other people involved. Do you know there are other people involved in his passing or were present for his passing?
No, they didn't say that there was. They just said that they claimed it as like a suicide.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I feel, as far as his passing is concerned, the thing about it is, I kind of feel at the timing of his passing. Do you know if he was having some issues with other people or having some difficulties with other people in his life?
They said that he might have.
Okay.
He had an addiction issue.
Okay, because the reason why I'm asking is, so here's an example of this. Because earlier today, I had a client, and the client, she had committed, the spirit, she had committed suicide because she had gotten out of a relationship, and that just pretty much made it hard for her. But I'm feeling like there's something going on with the way I'm dealing with other people. So I feel like there were some issues going on with the way he was handling or dealing with other people, where I kind of feel either completely disconnected or I feel almost like I've been like shunned. So he's making me feel this way. He also makes me feel like there were some additional financial issues that were compacting his state of mind. It does feel intentional. So I do feel this was an intentional passing or suicide. But he's fine. He's on the other side. He's apologizing because he says that he was not okay in his head anyways. And this wasn't just an addiction thing. He actually says he suffered from a mental condition that was contributing to all of this happening for him, and that he should have been on medication. So he's acknowledging that. Did he have a history of being getting in trouble with the law or going to jail?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he makes me feel like it's one of those things where when you go through so much and you like people see you go through all these things and you just look worse and worse and worse as the years go on. It's just like you just feel worse about yourself and worse about yourself. And he had a tendency of getting a little paranoid. So I think that there was just a lot in his head that was triggering all of this to happen. But I think he's okay because he makes me feel he's fine. He has visited her in a dream. If she misunderstood what was happening in the dream, it's just because her own fears and anxieties were getting in the way of what he was actually trying to communicate. He was just trying to say he's okay, but she may have not heard correctly or thought that he was trying to say something else. Do you know about that?
Okay. Yeah, so we did have a conversation about her having a dream about him.
Yeah.
It was like a month later or something.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He was just trying to communicate that he was there and he made it okay.
Okay, good. She is pregnant, so that's why I wanted to have the reading with you for her because I don't know if it's okay for her to have a reading with you while she's pregnant. I don't know if that's the thing or not.
No, it's fine. Yeah, she'll be fine. If anything, I've actually made people pregnant by touching them. So I have clients back in Houston when I was in Houston, and I used to do Reiki because I used to do Reiki healing on people. I had clients who were struggling with fertility, and they would come for Reiki, and within a month, two of them within a month of doing the Reiki session, they got pregnant. So I'm like, I might have the Ferny. I don't know if they have Ferny babies, but I definitely was like, I must have got y'all pregnant by the touch. But yeah, no, she'll be okay. She's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking on Reiki, I've seen some of that on TikTok, and I'm wondering like how I can do some healing for myself. And I was wondering if that's something that I should like try to do for like self-healing.
Yeah. The thing about self-healing and Reiki, because there's a lot of people, and for people who don't know what Reiki is a form of hands-on healing, y'all. So it's a way to put your hands on someone and you channel the energy from source or from God into the person, and you just facilitate the connection with God. But with Reiki, the thing about it is there is a thing called self-Reiki where you do Reiki on yourself. I never really cared for that just because, in my opinion, if you want to truly heal, you need to have a facilitation. And if you're trying to heal yourself, you care too much about the outcome to have a proper channeling of energy. You really have to deal with someone who can be more of an objective facilitator. So when I would do Reiki for people, I was the objective facilitator. I was there to be a stand-in on behalf of God or the universe or source to channel the energy. So if you want to work on healing yourself, I would recommend Reiki because I think it definitely can help. And are you in Houston?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a woman in Houston who's a good friend of mine, but I'm real picky about who I let touch me because I'm like, I don't like your energy, don't touch me.
Right.
But her name is oh God, I'm forgetting my friends' names. Her name is Victoria McSpadden. Or actually, now it's Victoria. Her last name changed because she got married. But her name is Victoria. She is with simplyreikihouston.org or .com. Her husband, they're very good at what they do, but she's extremely good at Reiki. I would highly recommend her for a Reiki session.
Okay, is that something that you see me doing? Like, is that something that you would think that would actually like help me when it comes to like childhood trauma and stuff?
I would actually, if for childhood trauma, so Reiki can help you with elevating your energy. Back in the day when I used, because I do a lot of readings, in order to get my energy back up, because sometimes it just took a little extra, I would go to her because she would help regulate my energy more as well. It's almost like an extra, right? But I actually would recommend for you doing a hypnotic regression. So hypnosis or hypnotic regressions are very, very effective at working through past life trauma or healing your childhood trauma. I actually think there's two significant traumas in your past that you'll probably have to work through, which I'm not going to go into detail because we're on public. But I would suggest a regression that will help you. Do a reputable regressionist.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yes. In Houston, if you want to do it in person, there's a woman by the name of Melanie Harrell who conducts past life regressions or regressions in general. She actually was trained by Brian Weiss, who wrote Many Lives, Many Masters. So she's pretty good. But my regressionist, her name is Suvani. And she's based out of here, but I always do them via Zoom or Skype because it doesn't matter. You can do them over via Zoom or Skype. But
I
her name
just
is
get scared, like I'm not gonna wake up or something.
no. You won't lose control. Trust me, you won't lose control. Yeah, but I would try it in person first just to see how you feel. But her name is Melanie Harrell. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself, Mama.
Alrighty.
All right,
Thank you.
love. Bye bye.
Alright. Bye bye.
All right, so we go. Let's see. I ended that one. Cool. Yay, cool. I wonder if y'all, because when I did that, y'all, on TikTok, it just showed her video like at the very bottom, very small video at the bottom, but it didn't show me. It just had like my Ferny thing up here. So I don't know what that was about. So I don't know if that's normal or if there's a way to like actually see it on camera. So just curious about that because I'm still figuring that out, y'all. I'm still figuring it out. Melanie Harrell. Her name is Melanie Harrell. I actually did a podcast episode with her a few years back. It's funny because she was the first time we did a podcast episode. She was trying to like, because she's older, right? She's an older lady. She's like, I don't know about all this extra stuff, but she was trying to put her phone on like the table, and it kept falling or kept moving. And I was like, so I sent her a tripod. So I'm like, here, you can go pro, woman. So I sent her a tripod so she didn't have to worry about it. And she was like, oh my God, thanks. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, this way you don't have to struggle with it in the future, and you can prepare yourself for doing more. Yes, Ty. Thank you. Yes, Ty. Ty's awesome. Ty's awesome. Yeah, I was at their wedding actually. So if you look up, if you go online to Sedona and you go to, I think it's called Lovers Rock, there are pictures of weddings there, and some of my pictures that I took, and I'm in some of the pictures because I took some pictures with Victoria. Beautiful, she looked gorgeous. We took them there. It's a gorgeous landscape, but yeah, it was the first time I had gone to Sedona. Yeah, Kaylery529, what year do you see marriage energy potential coming in for me? So you'll have two opportunities for this, because I feel like in your lifetime you'll have at least two separate instances where you could get married or get engaged. The first one, though, might be the one that you don't stick with. I want to say that within 2 years, there might be the opportunity for a relationship which leads to an engagement within like a year's time. So I want to say in about 2.5 years or so, there might be a engagement opportunity. That's the first one. The problem is that one may take a lot of work, and it's just going to feel like a lot of extra that you have to do. If you decide to stick with that, technically you could work through the issues and continue on with a relationship. But my feeling is that you're going to be like, because you can get picky. So I feel like you might just drop it. And then the second opportunity that comes your way might take another year and a half after that. That is with someone that you already may have met in the past but didn't have a relationship with. So someone you may have either gone to school with or may have known through like the grapevine, and then somehow they pop back into the picture, and then there's like a feeling of a connection with that person, and then that could lead to more, and that would be the second opportunity for a serious long-term relationship. Okay, going back over here. Oh, look, the spammers are in the Facebook. They're all like, hello, my beloved. Check your inbox for an aura reading. Girl, like, get a grip, girl. Yeah, Chloe Walker. Hi, Ferny. I'm traveling to East Asia next year. Is this a good move for me? Yes, this is one of two moves, though. So there's going to be a first move. And that first move, you'll be in one spot for about 1 year and 7 months or so. And then the second move feels like it's a more permanent move. But yeah, I do think it's a good move for you. Let's see, going over here. me see. Bring somebody back on. Let's see. Try. This is my. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if this works again. Now, it's like it's trying to connect, but it's not. Oh, hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I have laryngitis.
Oh no, it's okay. No worries. Don't overwork your voice. You just do it the best way you can. What do you want to ask me about, sweetheart?
Well, for the past like 2 nights, I keep seeing shadows when I try to close my eyes. So I know someone's around, but I'm seeing a lot of them. So I don't know who.
Yeah. The shadows that you're seeing are not someone it's not a relative of yours. So these are not relatives of yours that are in the scene. What's happening is your energy shifted within the last 3 months. So you might have either felt very vulnerable or something happened that triggered you to kind of open up. And because of this, you're starting to have more psychic experiences. So what you're experiencing is a combination of actual ghosts that are in your area or where you live at, that you're just suddenly becoming more aware of. And then also you've got some history overlap happening there. So some of these ghosts are actually historical shadows that are still like there back in time. So you've got a mixture of things happening there. But that's what you're experiencing. I don't feel like this is like a family member.
Okay, so my dad's not directly around me. I thought maybe.
No, your dad's with you, but your dad's not the shadow. So your dad's with you, but your dad's not the shadow. Your dad is showing me, it's funny because, do you know there's a very prominent picture of him with a cap or a hat on? Okay, because he's showing me this?
Yes.
Got it. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if he also is connected to a Bill or a Bob?
Yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging
Through
that?
me.
Okay. Through
me.
Got it. Okay, because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps thank you. Do you also know if February or the 2nd of a month is connected?
The 2nd of the month is my birthday.
He's wishing you a happy birthday. So he's just acknowledging your birthday. He also says he did come to you in a dream. Question, did you ever spend any time with your dad next to like the ocean or a lake?
A lot of time. We grew up on the beaches in Florida.
Perfect, because he's showing me this experience with him in the beach. He says heaven's like the beaches in Florida. So he's wanting you to know what heaven's like there. He says this is what it's going to be like. So he's acknowledging that. He also says he got the boat. So I don't know if he had been wanting a boat for a long time and didn't get one. He says he got the boat. Yeah.
He wanted the newest Bassmaster boat 2000.
Yeah, so he got it. He says he got his boat. So he says, don't worry, he's having a hell of a time. He said hell of a time, which is hysterical. Oh, he's so funny. He said, your dad's a funny one. He's a storyteller here. Yeah, because he just had a hell of a time. I was like, oh, you're so funny. Yeah, he's with you, sweetheart. So your dad is with you. But the shadows that you're seeing is because of your experience, and it opened up your abilities experiencing these things. So what I would recommend, what I would recommend, yeah. So 2 things. If you want to develop this, I have a free online course for people who want to start to develop and get their ability going. You can get there through my website. Just go to fernandamarone.com and then go down to classes and courses or classes. Then right there, there's a free class. It'll take you to all the videos for that class. So fernandamarone.com. And you can get there through my link. So my profile, you don't have to write it down. Just go to my profile when you're done. And then there's my website right there. And that'll take you to the classes. So that's one way you can develop it. But the second thing is you need to intentionally protect yourself, because when people start to become open psychically or sensitively, they will start to attract all sorts of activity to them. And it's like that thing where you never want to open your door to just anything. And a lot of fools who are trying to develop their psychic ability, they're like, I want an experience. And then they open the door to everything and they start to have all kinds of experiences that they didn't ask for.
I've been seeing Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always known I was gifted, but I've never actually seen past deceased people.
Yeah,
They've always been the angels?
Yeah, well, the angels are your guides. Those are your guides. So a lot of times people assume that angels are guides and guides are angels. What happens is a lot of us, we grew up in the church or we grew up believing in angels or being taught about angels. We were never taught about spirit guides or guides. And so as we begin to have these experiences with these beings, we assume it is an angel in that form. But there's actually two separate types. There's an angel, which is just a pure form of love energy, and then there are the guides. Who you're referring to, your experiences, they're showing up as Archangel and as Archangel Michael, and because that's the only way you'll accept them, because they have to represent that like love and positivity, or you'll shun it, because when you were younger you shunned some of the scary things that you experienced and you started to shut yourself down, but now you're opening back up, and that's what's happening. But you can develop it, you just have to be intentional with it. But take my class, it's free. I ain't charging anybody for it, so you can find it on my website.
I'll do that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, okay? All right, darling. Feel better. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I am done. I'm at 8 o'clock. So I love you all. Happy New Year, because we're, it's like just a couple hours away. Some people might already be celebrating New Year.